Hi, my name's Alexon Bell. I'm a Chief Product Officer and co-founder of Quantexa. Quantexa is a 5.5-year-old scale-up software business, and I'd like to talk you through our journey. If I take you back to the beginning of why we created Quantexa, many of the 6 founders had been in industry for a while, and what we wanted to do is we wanted to build a company from the ground up with a different philosophy and approach to the marketplace. We had a number of core founding principles. The first one was focus on being the best at what we do, which was really resolving entities, or in other words, for connecting data together, building networks or connections from those entities, allowing you to plug in analytics to find good and bad things, and giving you a tool to visualize and interact with those networks and insight. Focus on enablement and self-sufficiency. We didn't want our customers or partners to be beholden to us to change the platform. We wanted to enable them and give the software a life of its own. We wanted it to be flexible, so we don't have a data model, and basically work within a collaborative ecosystem of best-of-breed products to deliver value to our customers and partners. And lastly, we want to make data meaningful. That means right-time decisions. That could be a batch decision, but it could also be a real-time or dynamic decision, and basically allow organizations to disseminate that throughout the organization. So what problems do we solve at Quantexa? If I look back at our kind of previous lives, we observed a number of repeated errors in systems and people. So lots of false positives in the AML space, fraud going undetected, criminal activity not being noticed. And we wanted to understand why that occurred. And the realization came to us actually that it was because of a lack of data. It was either a lack of context and information into a computer system to detect the activity, or that wasn't presented to a human being to make their decision. And so we sought about a way to basically make data more meaningful and to fix the data problem before it got to systems or people. If I think about the first problems that we solved at Quantexa, we were really focused in the anti-financial crime space, so identifying fraudsters, money launderers, but also the kind of nastier elements of serious organized crime, human traffickers, corrupt politicians, terrorists, and the like. What we noticed is that this problem was quite interesting because this group of people were actually very deliberate in how they tried to hide their data, misspellings, sparse information, and actually giving and providing deliberately contradicting information to confuse matching systems. And really this problem is about trying to know whether these 10 records are related to this bad person, and therefore the bank wants to, or the organization wants to do something with that. When we solved this problem and we used this entity resolution capability to do that, we were able to tell that these 10 records actually do relate to the bad person or the thing of interest. And actually that understanding is the same problem as actually are these 10 people related to the same record. That actually is the single customer view. I've been around for a little bit, right, and I know single customer view projects have been going for like 20 years. Our ability to provide this statistical single customer view is actually transformative because now you can really start to know your customer. What was exciting in our earliest projects is that we started to work not just with customer data, but with transactions. And now we're live, right, in production with 60 billion plus records in our biggest implementations. But this ability to provide a single view of customer also worked with single views of counterparties from Swift messages or other payments. And because this single view technology is also about connecting data, you could plug in risk information, useful metrics around markets and stuff like this, and actually you can enrich that view of entity. This single external view of counterparty is also changing the way organizations think about who their customers are in the context of who they transact with. So a bit of a customer's customer type of analysis. And then the final piece was adding networks on top of these entities. So basically trying to understand how entities connect with each other. This was very insightful in understanding critical and key relationships, and that is both manifesting as a risk and an opportunity, but also uncovering those hidden relationships that allowed us to find criminality and bad actors within data. So how did we start to go to market as Quantexa? We started obviously with proof of concepts with a few leading organizations that turned into production systems, and we're now privileged to have more than 40 organizations as our customers and partners. So within the banking world, HSBC, Standard Chartered, Danske Bank, outside of banking, organizations like Dun & Bradstreet, Allianz, GTR, and we have worked with them in some cases to develop our capabilities, but in many cases, proving out the technology and demonstrating that we can solve their most difficult challenges with this new approach with working with data. What has been really exciting is that other companies are picking up our technology and building their own solutions. A few have actually done this by themselves with no help from Quantexa, and this is core to one of our founding principles about self-sufficiency and empowerment. And what does this mean? It actually means that the value that we have starts to grow incrementally. Many organizations come to us because we can reduce their false positives by 90%. We can generate hundreds of millions of new revenue through leads and opportunities and help them make decisions up to 60% faster. Alongside that, we're proud to have received a lot of industry recognition, right, from analysts and the like. So for example, the Celent Model Bank Award, ITO Novarica, AML Innovation Award, and we've also won Swift InnoTribe in our first year. If I look at this is just the start of the journey for Quantexa. We have references not only within banking and insurance and other industries, but we're starting to branch out now into government, telco, healthcare. And there's a growing appreciation that by solving the data challenge for organizations, you can solve multiple problems. And the fact that we built the company to work within an ecosystem means that it's very aligned to key CDO data strategies where data is centralized and reused multiple times. And that for us is the exciting next phase of our growth.